Hi everyone! Welcome back to CozyAnimeCookie, aka your girl Leisha, and we are diving right back into Mandemon. And so we had from the last episode had some unfortunate deaths. Um yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and move forward now. Right now we are heading back with the rest of the classmates. So let's get back into this very, very morbid story. I didn't realize the story was going to be so morbid. I did not read into this, but let's go. Let's go. After my return to school, I found myself in a perpetual state of daze. No matter how hard I tried to forget, the scene of those two individuals perishing before my eyes would involuntarily resurface. Unbeknownst to me, it was already time for lunch, and I followed the students to the canteen. The dinner portion was meager, consisting of only 2 rice balls and a bowl of miso soup. The progress in clearing the landslide today was remarkably sluggish, leaving all the students disheartened. Many students experienced physical discomfort due to prolonged physical labor. Perhaps tomorrow we will be spared for the task of clearing the landslide, as everyone fervently hopes for. The atmosphere in the entire canteen was oppressively heavy, with hardly any students speaking. Everyone simply ate their meals in silence. At that moment, Kobayashi approached and sat across from me, holding his dinner.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to me? He was wrapped in bandages. Despite changing into a new set of clothes, the bruises on his body were still faintly visible. We are not friends.
言って。あいつの拳は本当に硬かったさ。
So? He chuckled while rubbing his shoulder.
で、須永と坂口はどこに行ったんだろ
I didn't answer him, just silently ate my dinner.
みんなは須永と坂口はどこかで相打ちか何かで共に果てたって推測してるけど、俺はそうは思わない。須永は賢いやつだ。そんな極端なことはしない。
He tapped the spoon against the empty bowl. He knows something.
でも、今は二人とも行方不明さ。これは不思議だよ。
なんで僕にそんなことを言うの？
他に話す人がいないからさ。
I thought he had noticed something, but it seems I was mistaken. But wait a minute. His wording just now was a bit strange. Met their demise together? Doesn't that imply that they are already dead? The students at this moment are likely unaware of whether they have gone missing or have already dead. It is necessary to inquire with Kobayashi.
じゃあ君はなんで彼らはもう死んでると思うんですか？
それはな、作業現場で血に染まった服の切れ端を見つけた生徒がいるんだ。
What? Indeed, I overlooked that. Sakaguchi's dismembered limbs may be concealed by tall foliage, but his clothing fragments went scattered with the wind. Oh, snaps. When I consider this, my handling of the situation at that time was truly too hasty. But what does it matter? Can the clothing fragments reveal anything?
服の切れ端。じゃあ獣とかでは？
I feigned nonchalance.
獣じゃないと思うんだ。だって切り口が綺麗すぎた。刀で切ったみたいだった。
そんなことありえない。刀であっても人間の体を切り裂くのはとても難しいことです。
As soon as I finished speaking, Kobayashi's spoon suddenly dropped into the bowl.
ああ。なんでもない。平気平気。今日は腕が少し痛くて、物がどうも持ちにくいんだ。
He's hastily picked up the spoon. Could it be that Kobayashi has noticed something? Or am I just being too sensitive? I realize that perhaps I shouldn't say too much at this moment.
どういうことだろうな。最近、あんたもちょっと変わったような気がするよ。
Everybody's been saying that. My hand holding the rice ball also froze in midair. What does he really want to say?
どういう意味？
いや、なんというか、直感とかそういうものさ。とにかく、あんたが以前よりも純真じゃなくなったような気がするんだよ。でもそれも仕方ない。今の状況だと、純真な人は長生きできないからな。
はあ。
坂口と須永が秩序を維持してくれなくなったから、生徒たちはすぐに混乱に陥るだろうな。最悪な場合、崩落した道の片付けも全然進まなくて、食料だってすぐに底をついてしまうかもしれない。リーダーがいなくなったらどうなるか、想像したくもないよ。
His voice grew quieter as if he didn't want other students to hear.
君の言う通りだ。君は新しいリーダーになれないんですか？
いやいや、無理だな。それにほとんどの生徒は俺のことをあまり好いてないだろうし。
It's true. After all, he always obeyed Sakaguchi's every word.
もし秩序が崩壊する日が本当に来たらさ、その時は、さとみ、俺たちは助け合おうな。
Oh. He picked up a rice ball and placed it in my bowl. He's trying to say, he knows something. What does he mean? Am I overthinking? I couldn't shake the feeling that Kobayashi had sensed something. If that's the case, then I can't just let him be. Perhaps I should find an opportunity for Minamoto to take care of him as well. Only the dead can keep their silence. This is the most important matter at hand now. Speaking of which, I remember what Sakaguchi said before he died. He called Minamoto Mandemon. What exactly is
小
Mandemon?
林くんはジンマって聞いたことある？
ジンマ。それはなんだ？病気かい？
違う。多分。生き物かな。一応。
図書館で調べてみたらどうだ？
後で行ってみるよ。
At that moment, I suddenly felt a gaze upon me. Following the gaze, I looked towards the corner of the canteen and discovered its source. It was Utsugi. Utsugi was sitting in that corner seat, engaged in a conversation with a girl across from her, but it was evident that her eyes were fixed on me. Noticing that I was looking at her, she didn't shy away. Instead, she nodded at me with a gentle expression, as if greeting me. However, I didn't respond. Was it the guilt in my heart that was causing this? I averted my gaze from her and I lowered my head. Utsugi might have already keenly sensed the things I had done in the past. If she were to discover the truth, Minamoto would undoubtedly eliminate her without hesitation. If in the future I'm forced to make such a choice, what should I do? Ah. Oh. What should I do? You know, she hasn't really done nothing that I know of except be part of the class to convert. Well, she was part of the plan, but she's not our class leader. Suniga was, right? So I don't think she knew about it. Did she? I don't know. I'm gonna go against what choice I really want to do. I want to do, of course. I can't do it. but I'm going deeper in this rabbit hole. I think if necessary, I would not hesitate to eliminate Ayame. I'm going down the light route. Going towards the Death Note route. She has always been one of the more perceptive students. Allowing her to continue investigating is very dangerous. After dinner, I made my way to the library. I must figure out what kind of being Minamoto truly is. What is the source of her incredible power? The library at night was incredibly quiet. Perhaps to save electricity, none of the incandescent lights were turned on. Each student had to bring their own kerosene lamp as a source of light for reading. The entire space was enveloped in a dim, yellowish glow. Under the faint illumination, I carefully examined every book on the shelves, hoping to find any information related to Mandemon. However, most of the books here were about politics and war, with a few textbooks for studying. Just as I was starting to feel like my efforts would be in vain, I stumbled upon a novel titled Dracula in a corner of the literature section.
串刺し子、吸血鬼、不死者。名前をつける前にわらわの意見を聞けばよかろうに。
It seems Minamoto did indeed say something like that at the time. Vampires. What connection could vampires have with Mandemon? Let's flip through it and take a look. This is a horror novel. The antagonist, Count Dracula, depicted in the novel is an eerie creature known as a vampire. He is portrayed as an exceptional, powerful, and malevolent being, really, possessing supernatural abilities and a thirst for human blood. Dracula possesses various extraordinary powers, such as shape-shifting into different animals, flying, and controlling human minds. His power stems from the consumption of human blood, allowing him to even indefinitely prolong his own life. Eternal life. Ah, I see. In that case, these traits do bear resemblance to Minamoto. The problem is that this is a work of fiction, whereas Minamoto is a real person. So, are there actual people in reality known as vampires? In the appendix of this book, it introduces Vlad III, who is known as the prototype for the vampire Count Dracula. Vlad III was the Grand Duke of Wallachia, also known as Vlad the Impaler. He ruled Wallachia 3 times and engaged in multiple wars against the Ottoman Empire, defending the territory of Romania. He is regarded as a national hero in the region. However, Vlad III is also infamous in history for his cruel and ruthless methods of governance. There are historical records that show he employed brutal tactics against enemies and prisoners. Among them, the most notorious method was impaling his enemies in a sharp stakes. There's also a legend surrounding Vlad III, claiming that he had an abnormal fascination with blood and would even bathe in the fresh blood of his enemies himself. Ooh. So could this be the origin of Mandemon? I tried to delve deeper into the records, searching for concrete evidence of Vlad III gaining power through blood consumption. However, I found no such accounts. Does it truly not exist? Or has it been concealed? I found myself lost in contemplation. However, even if the former Vlad possessed such power, what connection does it have with present-day Japan? Speaking of which, how long ago did this happen? The Principality of Wallachia, does it still exist? As I pondered these questions, I noticed an unusual red light flickering outside the library door. Dim crimson rays penetrated the library, casting their glow upon the shelves and walls. It seemed like there were whispers coming from outside. I tiptoed closer to the doorway, attempting to discern the content of these whispers. Just as I was making my way towards the door, someone tapped my shoulder. Oh, it was her. I turned around to find Ama, I don't remember her name, standing there.
先生が今夜から夜間は外出禁止と言っていたはずよ。なぜ図書室にいるのかしら。
Nosy.
あなただって。
私もすぐに寮に帰る。君も急いで帰ることね。
待って。
ん？
ジンマって一体何ですか？
Halted in their tracks. She squinted her eyes, seemingly hesitating.
知りたい？
本にはドラキュラとブラド3世のことが書いてあったけど、僕が見たジンマとは違うみたいでした。
あなた、ジンマを見たのね。
Her expression turned serious.
うん。
She pulled out a chair and sat down.
ジンマとは邪推の化身ということだ。古事記の内容は知ってるでしょ？
はい、知ってます。
Shall we start from the mythological era?
イザナミ、知ってるわよね。
I heard of that story.
はい、神話では日本の創世母神だけど、同時によもつ狼とも呼ばれているみたいですね。
女神イザナミはやけどで傷つき、夫イザナギにも約束を破られて、黄泉国の汚れの神になった。彼女は苦しみと恨みに満ちて、毎日1000人の生き人を殺すと誓い、復讐を果たすために手下を必要としたの。ジンマはイザナミが創造したしもべであり、人血を食らい、疫病や恐怖を広める。故に人間界に来ても、火や光に対する敏感さ、人血や腐肉の思考や死や暗闇への親近感を保っている。ジンマは人間を食らう、血を飲み肉を食えば生き続けられる。人間も汚れに染まればジンマになりかねないわ。さとみくんも気をつけるのよ。
Oh, well, okay. Her words were so vague and ambiguous that I began to doubt their authenticity. I always have a hard time with that word. And what she said, it's all from mythology, right? What's going on? I'm getting more and more confused.
じゃあね、私が言いたいのはこれだけよ。
She stood up.
早く寮に帰りなさい。外にいると危ないわ。
I don't know why she was urging me so frantically to return to the dormitory. However, since the teacher has implemented a curfew, I should probably abide by it. In conclusion, what exactly is Mandemon? Pondering deeply, I made my way towards the direction of the dormitory. Well, as I placed my hand on the doorknob of the dormitory, a momentary unease flashed through my mind. Today, right before my eyes, the other resident of this room, Sunaga Kiichi. What if he were to transform into a vengeful spirit and come looking for me? Forget it, I shouldn't dwell on such foolish thoughts. However, as the dormitory door swung open, to my astonishment, I discovered that there was someone inside. At first, I truly believed it was the ghost of Sunaga Kiichi, and I was taken aback. But as I regained my composure and looked again, I realized it was Suji standing there. His sister? Her eyes were red, as if she had just been crying. Upon seeing me enter, she wiped her eyes and forced a smile.
あ、さとみくん。弟の普段住んでいるところを見に来たのよ。まったく。何度も言ったのに、こんなに散らかしてるなんて。
先生、須永くんのこと。
うんうん。知ってるわ。まったく。今日はこんなに雨が降ってるのに、どこに行っちゃったのかしらね。明日、できればもう一度探したいわ。
My heart sank. Suji seemed convinced that he was near the landslide site, and indeed he was, but now he had turned into a lifeless body. You know, now I feel really bad of my thoughts before. Like, this is heartbreaking. And what he did was really selfish, but he didn't do the act. He didn't know what the act was going to escalate to. But still, that was just setting her up like that just so, I don't know. It just, wait a moment. Now I am alone with Suji in the room. Why not take care of her now to eliminate any future troubles? Dang it. Just when it's crucial, why isn't Minamoto here? Although I have such thoughts, I don't want to dirty my own hands.
これは全部あの子が拾ってきたもの？
She gazed at the mechanical objects arranged on the table, which were Tsunagi Kiichi's collection.
はい。それらは全部、彼が遺跡で拾ってきたものです。
変わらないわね。
They are nothing but useless junk that can no longer function. I think I'll find an opportunity to throw them all away later.
子供の頃から、あの子はこんな感じでよく遺跡で物を拾ってきてたのよ。実は、私たちは血のつながりのない兄弟なの。彼は私が引き取ったの。
I was to say, y'all look nothing alike.
私にとっては、弟というよりは息子みたいなもの。あの子は同級生と仲良くしたいからって、普段は私と一緒にいるのを嫌がってた。でも、これはいわゆる反抗期ってやつかしら。
She gently picked up a mechanical part from the table, holding it in her palm as if it were a substitute for Suniga.
あの子は学校で楽しく過ごせたかしら。
先生、まるで彼がもう死んだみたいに言わないでください。彼はきっとまだ生きています。
そうね。
She wiped away another tear.
ごめんね、さとみくん。夜遅くにお邪魔して。ケイイチも普段からお世話になってるよね。
Honestly, like, what is
いやいや、そんなことないです。むしろ僕が彼にお世話になってるくらいですよ。
Because I still don't know. Nobody knows. Well, he doesn't know who he really is.
あの子は本当はとてもやんちゃな子なんだから。明日、できればもう一度探したいわ。
はい。また明日。
She gently closed the door. Just shortly after Mrs. Suji left, a sound could be heard from the window. I opened the window and the cawing of crows drifted in from outside. I knew it was her. A pitch black figure gracefully leaped from the window.
面白い女である。こんなところで家族ごっこをしてるなど。
She immediately sat on my bed.
どういう意味？
あの女の演技なんてすべて見透かしているわ。あんな猿芝居、わらわには一目瞭然だ。
Oh. Suddenly I felt uneasy. If what Minamoto said was true, then I had been completely deceived by Mrs. Suji. If even those tears were fake, I couldn't believe in anything true in this world anymore.
とにかく
Regardless.、
須永の死体が彼女に見つかったら困る。
どこに問題がある？
そうしたらあなたのことがバレちゃいませんか？
皆いずれほふられる子羊である。故にそんなこと、みじんも気に留める必要はないのだ。
Hmm.
今ここで何をするつもりですか？
ん？寝るだけだ。
I'm sorry. This game doesn't. She turned around and straightened the bedding.
今晩はここで寝る。
ああ、マジですか。
なんだ？そちも寝床があるだろう？わらわに外で寝ろと申すか？
そういうことじゃなくて、
Hearing her say that, I felt a bit awkward. If she sleeps in my spot, then I'll have to sleep in Suniga Kiichi's spot. That way, I'm sure to have nightmares. Listen, I'm not about to fight with this lady. Sit next to Minimoto. Oh. What if I, like, sleep next to her? Will she slash me? Sleep on the floor? Heck no. Sleep on the bed? I really I want to push this one. This is the one I desire. I decided to sit next to Minimoto's first. Minimoto, seeing me sit beside her, was initially taken aback, but then a strange smile appeared on her face.
なんだ、人の子よ。寝床を共にするつもりか？
Well, it's my bed. At this time, I hug her. I don't like hugs, and I don't want people holding my hand neither. I just jerked just saying that hold her hand. Don't hold my hand and don't touch me. Why is there another option? What's there needs to be a third option. I guess the best one is hug, even though I can't stand hugs either. I tried to reach out and embrace her. However, before I could even touch her, I saw her hand transform into the shape of a blade. I quickly pulled my hand back.
身の程をわきまえよ。
That's what I'm saying. Like, it should have been a third option. Like, come on now. Don't get too cocky, will you?
下僕とは何かを教え直す必要がありそうだな。
すみません。ちょっとあなたのことが気になって。のもっちに何か好みとかあるんですか？
なぜそのようなことを知りたがる？
これからのために知っておくといいかと思って。
まあよき。暇つぶしにもなろう。極度の渇きでない限り、質の悪い血液は選ばん。今日のあの上背のある男の血はダメだ。最高の血液は、絶望に陥っている人間の血液である。わらわは美食家だ。古から今日まで無数の人間の血を飲んできたゆえにな。
She began to speak passionately.
絶望に浸る人間の血は究極の美味である。その独特な重厚で幻惑的な香りはわらわを虜にする。
She glanced at me.
それから新鮮な血液以外は好まぬ。これからはここの生徒たちをゆるりと楽しもう。
After speaking, she closed her eyes.
わらわはもう疲れた。火を消せ、下僕よ。
はい。
I turned around and switched off the lights. In the end, I decided to sleep on the floor. I knew that there were no ghosts in this world. I was only afraid that the ghosts within my own heart would appear in my dreams. Sleeping on the ground brought me a slight sense of comfort, as it brought me closer to Minimoto. Interesting. I opened my eyes and sunlight streamed in through the window, casting gentle beams of light on the ceiling. The bed was empty. Minamoto had already left. Faint voices of students talking could be heard in the corridor. I quickly got dressed, intending to go and see what was happening. Just as I reached the corridor, I bumped into Kobayashi head on. He looked disheveled, as if he had just woken up.
おはよう。今日はいい天気だな。やっと晴れてくれた。
Yeah.
どうしてみんな廊下に？
こんなことも忘れたのかよ。雨が降らない日は、運動場でラジオ体操をするんだよ。
そうなんだ。
I glanced out the window, and the morning sun was refreshingly pleasant. The warm sunlight pierced through the clouds and sprinkled down, illuminating the entire campus. I felt in good spirits. Although the thing was not yet complete, today's weather gave me the confidence to find a solution. Suddenly, Kobayashi sniffed the air.
なあ、なんか匂わないか？
何が？
なんか、鼻につく匂いがする。
言われてみれば確かに。
It's a smell of blood, or is it?
まあいいさ。運動場に行こう。
Dude, this guy hasn't taken a bath in a while.
うん。
I followed the other classmates and arrived at the playground. The raindrops from the grass shimmered with a sparkly light under the sunlight, giving a refreshing feeling.
今日の崩落の片付けはすごく順調にいきそうだ。
Kobayashi stretched lazily. Why is he talking to me? We're not friends.
うん。
ラジオ体操のやり方は覚えてるか？
これはちょっと。
大丈夫。俺の真似をすればいい。こう見えてクラスの体操のリーダーだしさ。
Kobayashi wore a proud expression and began to do stretching exercises.
へえ。
As I looked at the campus under the clear sky, I recalled Mrs. Suji's word.
さあ、笑って笑って。それに学校には楽しいことがいっぱいあるはずよ。
I don't know. I don't really trust her word now. Yeah, Mrs. Suji was right. Maybe school really is a joyful place. And this way, forgetting about the troubles, it wouldn't be bad to fully enjoy campus life. Oh, it was cut short. A screen shattered my revere.
どうした？
No, please. What else is about to happen?
多分水飲み場だ。
The hope I had just ignited. Please don't extinguish it so easily. I followed Kobayashi and walked towards the drinking fountain. As I approached, I quickly caught a strange scent of blood in the air.
ひどい。どうしてこんなこと？
This happy music is very eerie. The surrounding students sobbed, their cries and sobs echoing in the air. This atmosphere tightened my heart, and a chilling unease rose from my spine. What exactly did they see? I made my way through the weeping students. As I approached the water fountain, I felt an involuntary weakness in my legs. I wanted to step back, but I also felt the need to see what had happened. I continued walking forward, desperately suppressing the urge to vomit. As I took the final step, a gruesome sight unfolded before my eyes. Oh, Suniga Tsusuji, lying in a pool of blood next to the water fountain against the wall. Suniga Tsusuji's face was pale, her eyes half closed, as if she had experienced immense pain before her demise. The once bright pupils had lost their radiance, becoming empty and hollow. Her heart had been pierced by an object, leaving behind a black hole-like cavity. A wave of nausea overwhelmed me, my chest tightening. Her heart had been impaled by something. This is Minamoto's method of killing. Did Minamoto actually go through with it? Wasn't she uninterested in Sunaga Tsuuji? It didn't matter. Nevertheless, I breathed a sigh of relief. It didn't rain today, and if she didn't care about if she didn't care about her, she would undoubtedly go looking for Kiichi. If she were to discover Kiichi's body, things would become troublesome. Although the method is somewhat cruel, it also prevents the situation from escalating in that direction. But who exactly unalived her? Was it Minamoto? Wait a minute. I noticed something peculiar about this distribution of blood on the wall behind her. Something is off. I moved her body aside to carefully examine the bloodstains on the wall.
おい、何やってんだよ。
Quiet. Despite Kobayashi's attempt to stop me, I ignored him. I must confirm the source of this peculiar feeling. Indeed, it is quite strange. Can natural blood splatter form such a peculiar shapes? Rather than natural splatter, it seems more like it was painted on. I propped up my chin. What's going on? What is this sense of discordance? I can't shake the feeling that I've overlooked something important. What could it possibly be? It felt as if something in my memory was about to emerge. At that moment, a voice echoed from behind me.
みんな校舎に戻れ。教室で自習していなさい。今日の授業はすべて中止だ。校舎から出るな。
His powerful voice brought a sense of calmness to the surrounding students. He probably didn't want the student to witness such a scene. I saw his face filled with sadness as he gazed at her lifeless body.
監察委員の生徒は残ってくれ。現場処理がある。
Oh, why? I was pulled up by other students. It seemed that there was no way to obtain further clues. I could only leave here with the other students. I looked up and noticed that the dark clouds had once again covered the sky. The refreshing morning sun seemed like a fleeting moment, quickly swallowed by darkness. All right, and with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do a hard stop here. Thus far, the story has been taking a different pathway than my mind was like really believing it was going to do, but I do feel bad about some of the choices I made. I'm not gonna even lie about that. I feel really bad about Susuji's brother. I feel bad about Kiichi himself. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a hard stop, and we'll circle back to this story again. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, night, or whenever you see this video. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye.